Welcome to another episode of Just What We Needed, another podcast. Normally, my podcasts are a little more lighthearted, and I wanna keep this one lighthearted as well. But I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting, and I've had a lot of like more serious thoughts than what I normally do on my podcast. So one of my most recent realizations is that I'm going to be single for a while. And it's not in a sense of, oh, woe is me. Oh, the dating market, the dating pool's got piss in it. Oh my God, whatever will I do? It's not in the terms of that, right? I have just come to terms with the fact that over the years, especially this year, I've just grown to be a lot more irritable with people. I feel like little shit that shouldn't make me mad makes me mad. And that's of course no way to be dating. What do you mean by little shit? Let me give you an example. My friend a few months back invited me out to a new brunch spot that opened up, right? And it's pretty far out. That's cool. So of course it's brunch. Gotta have drinks with brunch. I'm asking what kind of drinks they have. It doesn't seem like they have their liquor license yet, so they can't really sell anything. And the place is like 30 minutes away from where we live. When I asked her was there anything on the menu that she did want to try, she was just like, we have to try their French toast. And that's one of those things that irritated the ever living fuck out of me. In an economy where gas is almost $5 again, you want me to drive 30, 40 minutes out to a brunch spot where they don't serve drinks for slices of bread. When I tell you that felt almost disrespectful to even suggest that. And at some point, we start talking about solo outings and solo dates. I do want to be clear, solo dates aren't real. And that's another thing. People who think solo dates are real bother me as well. It just feels like a cry for help. Solo dates feels just like a widespread coping mechanism. Like, can you not sit in one spot for 30 minutes without feeling the need to be loved and hugged? Like, just sit there and eat your fucking food. You're on a solo date at a bar that any other person would have been like, that's not a date. Which is another problem that I kind of have with dating right now. Some people may or may not know, but I date older women. Older women been crushing on me since I turned 21, and then I got dreads, and then fucking the dam broke. I go for older women because I thought that most of them had like a slightly better grasp on reality than younger women. I'm Gen Z, and the women of my generation will hold men to a standard of like a Pinterest picture that they saw 5 years ago. It's already bad enough that they compare like what they want to celebrities who have the means and the funds to support those type of lifestyles. Do not show a Gen Z girl a black and white photo of a couple at a diner. All you gonna hear is, I was born in the wrong generation. Saying you were born in the wrong generation for love is kind of ungrateful because I don't think that I should have to share a water fountain with a German Shepherd in order to get you a malt shake. We could have gotten that experience at any Steak and Shake, but you don't think Steak and Shake's a date. And then, of course, we're always focused on the wrong things and a 50-50 debates. You know what's great about working with white people? You never have to hear stuff like that from them. If I were to even fix my mouth at my job and be like, hey, so what do you and your partner do about 50-50? They would look at me like I'm crazy. Like, they would need a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Like, oh, wait, so like in this scenario, I just don't love my partner in this case, right? Because obviously stuff like that does matter, but they don't make it the forefront of their relationships. They don't lead with being like, oh yeah, he does this for me and I do this for him. It's more so like, yeah, I just love my partner. That's it. The one good thing about Gen Z is that we are all pretty much pro mental health and pro therapy. I've said it before, I've been to therapy as well. And that's all cool, but sometimes if I can have a moment of honesty, I don't think I've recovered since the last time I accidentally called a guy younger than me big bro. Because I used to work with this guy at the warehouse and he was super tall. And have you ever had one of those moments where you're trying to say two different things, but they kind of mush together? I was trying to say either that's what's up, big dude, or that's what's up, bro, and it came out as that's what's up, big bro. And I haven't been the same. I've never forgotten that shit. Ain't nobody check on me though. A couple of weeks ago, I got some news that it's not necessarily heartbreaking, but it does hurt to see still, and that is that Hooters is rebranding to be more family friendly. Hooters to me was always the most disappointing place on the planet. Because as a kid, you hear about it, you get hyped up, you hear about all the beautiful women, and it's Hooters. You're excited to go. You're like, this is like a little PG strip club when you're a kid and you want to maybe go out with your dad or the boys when you're older and you just want to see what it's like, and then it's just nothing. But the fact that they feel that they need to rebrand kind of hurts. It feels like it plays into my thought of how, the world is just so soft. I believe that Hooters is the one place on earth that should be exempt from affirmative action. I really do. Because I feel like affirmative action takes away from their brand, Like if I base my company on big titty women and A Cup Alice walks in wanting a job, I can't turn her away because she doesn't meet the job requirements? Listen, I know 3 women right now who could absolutely turn this whole franchise around just by stepping into a Hooters. But we can't do that because A Cup Sally is going to cry. A Cup Sally is going to go, I can't believe they did this to me. I can't believe it. They didn't give me my participation trophy. They didn't let me in because my titties weren't big enough. Yeah, it's Hooters. I personally don't think there's a need to force everyone into everything. No, Sally, you didn't get the job, but this is a safe space for C cups. I genuinely feel like there is something to be said about being overly inclusive. Of course, everyone wants to be inclusive and have everyone in these groups and be cool with each other and all kumbaya. Let's hold hands around the campfire and run around like the fucking Teletubbies, but I think there should be a limit. I do. I was at my job last year and they had me come into the office so I could like peer review a newsletter, right? So before they sent out the newsletter, they were using some Lil Wayne lyrics. And they just wanted me to see, is this appropriate or I don't remember the song, but I was just like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. So I'm about to leave. And that's what I was told. They were just like, hey, we don't want to make this uncomfortable for anyone. We don't want anyone getting the wrong ideas. I said, okay, cool. That's just like regular inclusion. I get it. I wasn't even mad that they brought me in for it. What I was confused about was when he was just like, yeah, because I wasn't one of those people who didn't like the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl, I think it was one of the best Super Bowls of all time, actually. Like, no, you didn't. Nobody thought that. We all just wanted Kendrick to call Drake a pedophile in front of millions of people. That's it. No one thinks that's the best Super Bowl ever. Bro, Justin Timberlake took Janet Jackson's whole titty out. And you're talking about Kendrick Lamar? Bro, come on. Speaking of Drake, I saw he was like beefing with, not beefing, but he was just bringing up a porn star in one of his songs. And she was, I never understood how to like say her name. Is it Cherokee Das or Cherokee Da Ass? I feel like Da Ass would make sense. So he brought up Miss Da Ass in a song and she mentioned how, it was a long time ago. I went to one of his parties, let it go. And for the most part, she is right. He does need to let that shit go. But people were making the case of, she's such an older porn star that, her the shout out or whatever is doing more for her career than she's done for herself in years. And the only thing I will say to that is that Lisa Ann has multiple streams of revenue under her belt. All right, Miss Da Ass, I don't know what she's doing. I know Lisa Ann be on cooking shows. She has a podcast. She has like fantasy sports bettings. Lisa Ann is the one porn star who like I feel genuinely escaped that industry. But I really think we should enact some type of supervised bullying. Because we have easy target practice to like determine who needs it. For those who don't know, I'm a huge fighting game fan, and the Mortal Kombat movie just dropped. Haven't seen it yet. I want to, but then the Street Fighter movie comes out in a couple months. I saw a guy on Twitter complaining, whining, and insulting the actress for Chun-Li because they said that the actress wasn't thick enough to play Chun-Li. People like him are the ones we need to put in the shooting range for sure. I don't know what kind of insults that people are going to be throwing him. We can start small, like just get a life, you're a loser, things like that, because those things are true. And I feel like that would build up, the accuracy with bullying. Don't bully someone because, you think that you're better than them. Bully them because they actually deserve it. Don't bully someone because, they're different than you. Bully them because they deserve it. Bully them because they're bullying someone else. And they were going crazy with it too. They were bringing up the actresses like IMDb and all. She hasn't even been in anything. What makes her a good Chun-Li? What gives her the right to be Chun-Li? You're a loser. I think anyone who runs a fan page deserves to be on the chopping block too. Just have them taped up somewhere and just throw insults at them until they just really get the picture that this shit's not cool. But again, let the bullying be supervised. Because some people don't know what they're looking at. Like, as soon as you hear the first kill yourself, just, hey, hand on shoulder, dial it back, buddy. Reel it in. Fuck you and your family will suffice. Because there's always one guy in some woman's comments or on the stories in her DMs going, yo, you're an attention whore. Look at the shit that you're wearing. You literally have all your shoulders and titty meat just hanging out. Your father would be ashamed of you. I'd be ashamed to have you as a daughter. And she's just in the gym. I have too many stories about attention-seeking women from my past, but I'm just going to give you one. I was leaving my first job to move to a different city that was closer to the college that I was going to, right? So it's my last day at my first job. I'm saying goodbye to everyone, the supervisors, the managers, the cashiers, everyone who I've worked with. So one girl comes up who doesn't necessarily work with us. We're going to call her Ella. Ella doesn't really work with us. She's one of those people who kind of trails behind, the special needs person at a job just to, make sure they're doing everything they need to do and, nothing's going wrong. Now, me being younger and a lot less confident than I am now, I've never spoken to Ella. So it kind of blew my mind that Ella came up to me and was just like, you're leaving today? I'm like, yeah, this is my chance to start making moves into what I want to do in life. So yeah, it's my last day. It was nice meeting you, I guess. And Ella had been there for a while, but again, we'd never spoken on any occasion, but we end up exchanging numbers and getting our Instagrams. So me and Ella start texting each other. The problem is Ella's not really responding as much. So I'm texting, hey, how you doing? Maybe get something in response, trying to strike a conversation. But it gets to a point where, I ask myself, I didn't ask her in text, and this is very important. I ask myself, what was the point in her giving me her number if she wasn't going to talk at all, right? Now, again, me and Ella, we have each other on Instagram. So after a week of not texting, I'm not tripping. I'm just on Instagram scrolling, and I see Ella post some text messages. And the text messages are, hey, how you doing? No real answer. What's going on? No real answer. And the next message scared me. I'm thinking, Shardy, did you post our messages? Because the caption for the photo was, why can't niggas take a hint? And the only reason that I knew it wasn't me was because I never asked her the following text, which was, why did you bother giving me your number if you didn't want to talk? And some bird brain woman out there is probably thinking she the shit for that. She just giving out her shit just because. Listen, I've always been in the camp of, a woman giving a man her number if he approaches her outside, anywhere really, but she's not super comfortable with him. Just give him the number, block him or whatever. Don't give him a fake one, because if you give him a fake one and he starts texting your shit right then and there, I can't tell you what might happen. And listen, best bets, just block him wherever you are. Maybe skip out on going there for a week or two. It sucks it has to be that way, but that is the best way to stay safe with how niggas are nowadays. I'm just being real. But this was not that. She came to me and clearly someone else trying to give us her number so she could prop herself up to seem like she just get niggas like that. Like she just that bitch. It was really one of the first instances of, wow, some women will really do anything for attention. She gives her numbers out to people to prop herself up and make it look as if people are fiending over her. And again, she was a pretty girl. She did not have to do that. Now, when it comes to dating, I don't know how other people feel, but keep me away from a girl's girl. A girl's girl will absolutely let bullshit slide. A girl's girl will support Ella's side of the story that I just gave you. Like, nothing any woman ever does is ever wrong. They can't lie. Keep me away from any woman who thinks that Cheyenne Bryant does not need to show her degree. A proof of any type of degree. Honestly, all I'm really hoping for out of like dating is to find myself a pick-me. Because I think a pick-me man is way worse than a pick-me woman. A pick-me man is just saying whatever they want to say to have sex. And a pick-me woman is just a woman who used her noodle for like more than a second. It's crazy. So ladies, please don't ever feel bad if a woman ever calls you a pick-me. It means you did something right. It means you were probably on fire with your logic. And when I say a logical woman, yo, give me like a Janice Cheyenne, for God's sakes. Give me a Tierra Larai, a Sarah. I just don't want to go through the same thing again where I'm dealing with a woman like them in concept. You know, we hugging, holding hands and kissing, and I still get the logical side of you. Like, no, I don't think that we should be beating our children when they make a mistake. We should instead talk to them and sit them down and ask them why they did what they did and why they felt that was necessary. Let's break generational trauma. Unless they do it again. In that case, they were warned. Like, all that shit sounds good in concept, but the moment, like, I don't open a door or something, suddenly I'm like a pussy. What Cheyenne Bryant called that man? She called him a softy, a pussy, all of that because, what, he was trying to wrap a show up? All because she thought he interrupted her? All that soft-spoken, I'm a therapist shit goes out the window when you start acting like that. Those are the women that I feel like are around me romantically and platonically, and I need to fix that. I do. It's a character flaw that I'm attracting all those people, okay? I'm working on it. I gotta get out with the fellas every now and then. All you niggas want to do is be with the fellas because y'all niggas is gay. Keep them hoes away from me too. For the love of God, keep them away from me too. I feel like one of my other character flaws is that I'm just not super aware of what's going on in the world. Like, I want to, but when I was a kid, social studies was my worst subject because I just did not care about the past too much. Once we get to, you know, slavery, it was bad. Holocaust, it was bad. And then after that, I just don't really care for the history lesson. If I was Hispanic, I wouldn't even be here right now. You wouldn't even have to ask me to take a citizenship test. Just take me to the border. I was working my last job like during the elections, and people were always coming in just being nosy and shit. Like, they knew who I was voting for, but they just wanted to, you know, pass the time a little bit and just be like, who you voting for? You more of a left wing or a right wing guy? And I wouldn't have anything to say. I would just look at them. Like, I mean, I'm really more of a breast man, but like, it could go either way for me. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of Just What We Needed, another podcast. I hope you like the setup. Don't know how often I'll be using this. I am very hot right now. Comment any experiences you've had with your dating life, and if you know what your character flaw is. Mine, again, I'm super irritable. Everything annoys me. Everything burns me up in a way that it shouldn't at this time. Do you know where to start with that journey to be a better person? Because it is hard to break that cycle if you know that, you know, your actions have never faced any real consequences or it benefits you. So it's very hard to get out of that. But I hope that we all can. We recognize our flaws because we all have them and we grow from them. So again, thank you for watching.